She threw the check at me like a frisbee and smirked. A real partner would cover family without complaining. I heard forks freeze, the neon bar light buzzed, and something in me went cold. If you stay for the ending, you will see me walk away from a test disguised as love, and you will hear how his own brother exposed everything. Me, female, 31 years old. Boyfriend, male, 32 years old. We had a plan for a simple Friday, tacos and music at a new place on South Lamar, the one with the pink graffiti wall and margaritas that taste like vacation. I wore a denim jacket that still smelled like dryer sheets and citrus lotion. He texted, running 5 late. I grabbed us a high top near the kitchen pass, the air full of sizzling steak and cilantro. When he walked in, he did not come alone. Trailing behind him like a parade were his mother, his father, his teenage brother, and a cousin with a gold chain so thick it could anchor a boat. He kissed my cheek and said, "Babe, surprise, family night." My stomach rotated. His mother slid into the seat across from me like she owned the table and waved at a server. "Pitcher of top shelf," she announced, voice honeyed and sharp. It started as a comedy sketch, the cousin ordering surf and turf at a taco place, combo it with lobster, you got that? His father telling loud jokes, his mother treating the menu like a dare. My boyfriend winked at me as if I should find this charming. I tried to breathe through it. I split queso with his brother and asked about school. He scrolled his phone and mumbled that the robotics club made a robot that fetches Cokes. When the check arrived, the server slipped it toward me because my boyfriend gestured that way, as casual as a soccer pass. I slid it back toward him. He slid it back like we were playing air hockey. My finger tapped the leather edge. The total, $412, plus tax and tip. I said evenly, "I will cover ours." His mother leaned in, perfume like powder and lilies. A real partner would not make a fuss. Her nails clicked the table like metronomes. My boyfriend's jaw tightened, and I felt the room lean on me. "This isn't a test," I said. "Then why does it feel like one?" His mother's smile thinned. "Because you are failing." I put down my card for 2 fajita plates and a pitcher we shared, and then she launched the frisbee. The neon hummed, the cousin snorted, the server hovered. I heard my voice come out level, almost calm. "I am not a walking debit card." The cousin made an ooh sound, like we were in middle school. I signed for my part and stood. My boyfriend whispered, "You are embarrassing me." I said, "Only because you set the stage." And I left while the kitchen bell dinged and a tray of churros passed, dusted with cinnamon I suddenly could not stand. My phone went off at dawn. His mother sent a paragraph about women of substance and investment in family. His cousin sent laughing emojis and a selfie with his gold chain, captioned, "Guess who ate good?" My boyfriend's text was short, "You humiliated me." My coffee tasted metallic. I called my best friend Mia. We met in college, roommates in a beige apartment that always smelled like ramen and nail polish. She listened to me breathe and then said, "Girl, that was not dinner. That was a stress test with guacamole." She asked if I had seen the way his mother flagged the server every time her glass hit half full. I had. "Red flag factory," Mia said. "Union job, full benefits." I wanted to believe this was a one-off. I replayed the night anyway. The cousin's gold chain catching the light, the father's laugh too loud for the room, the brother's silence, the pitcher of margarita sweating onto the table and making the check folder damp. I kept circling the line his mother threw at me. A real partner covers family. It was not about money. It was about power. He called at lunch. I was in my car eating a chicken sandwich that left a streak of sauce on my steering wheel. "We need to talk," he said, serious tone, like we were co-managers at a failing store. He said I made him look small, that I embarrassed his mother who had done so much for him. I asked him what exactly she had done last night, besides order top-shelf tequila on my tab. He went quiet. A delivery truck beeped as it backed up behind me, the sound drawn out and shrill. "Would you forgive someone in this case?" I asked him, because I wanted to check if there was any self-reflection in the tank. He said he would forgive me if I apologized to his family Sunday. "My treat?" I said. "Obviously," he said. I laughed because sometimes laughter is the only way not to scream. I am not auditioning for provider, I told him. He said, that's a very masculine mentality. It landed cold. I stared at the smear of sauce on my wheel until it looked like a bruise. When we hung up, Mia texted me a meme, a parade of red flags marching to the Imperial March, and I laughed until I cried. By midweek, it escalated. His mother posted a reel, a selfie video with text overlay. Some women cannot step up. She used a trending sound about high-value partners. Comments from her friends, "Preach, queen." His cousin dropped fire emojis like he was trying to burn down the internet. My boyfriend liked it. When I saw his username under that little heart, it pinched something inside me. I told my older brother, Aaron, a third-grade teacher who smells like dry erase markers and black coffee. He said, parents should pay for their kids, at least invite and then offer. But a surprise, nah. He told me a story about how mom still insists on treating him when they go out, even when he tries to sneak his card. It is respect, he said, not a math problem, respect. That night, my boyfriend came over with grocery store roses wrapped in plastic that squeaked against my sweater when he leaned in. He looked handsome in a way that always knocked me off balance. Easy smile, hair that never needed a brush. He said, we got off on the wrong foot. I said, we have been together 10 months. He shifted. I smelled garlic from the pasta I had made and now could not eat. He softened his voice. My family believes in showing up for each other, he said. We do not nickel and dime. They want to know you are serious. I am serious about not being played, I said. He shook his head. You are being dramatic. My mom was testing your love language. I blinked. My love language is not MasterCard. He laughed, relieved, as if I had finally made a joke that worked. I did not laugh back. On his way out, he kissed my forehead and said, Sunday, okay? We will reset. I watched the door click shut and felt the slice of those plastic rose leaves where they had touched my wrist. The apartment was too quiet. From the patio, distant sirens, a dog bark, my neighbor's wind chime clinking like ice in a glass. I sat with all of it and wondered, is family loyalty more important than fairness? The question sat with me like a stone. Sunday came anyway. I wore black jeans and boots that could do battle. We met at a seafood place his father loved, the kind with framed sailboats on the wall and bread that crackled when you tore it. The hostess smelled like grapefruit hairspray and led us to a round table near the window where gulls screamed over the parking lot. His mother air-kissed me. The cousin nodded at my boots. Nice kicks, he said. You mind if I go heavy on the crab legs? I told myself I was here to show goodwill and say my piece. I had even practiced in the mirror, holding my hairbrush like a mic, breathing steady as I imagined saying, I will not be tested. Then the server set down a little card stand with a QR code for a community spotlight, and the cousin pulled out his phone and filmed me scanning it. Why are you recording me? I asked. He shrugged. Content. He tilted his screen toward me and I saw his TikTok account name, Flex or Flee. My stomach dropped. The thumbnails were of women at tables, blurred faces, captions like, would she pay? Will she pass the check? He grinned. You were gonna be our season premiere. I felt my blood go electric. His teenage brother shifted, eyes flicking to me. His mother reached across and patted my hand like I was a dog who had brought the wrong stick. Do not be sensitive, she said. It is fun. My boyfriend saw my face and misread it. He leaned close. Breathe, he said. I did breathe. I inhaled salt and butter and the lemon wedge scent on my water glass. And then I said, very quietly, turn the camera off. The cousin rolled his eyes but lowered it. The gulls outside screamed. The server brought a platter that steamed like a sauna. My boyfriend's father told a story about a business deal that probably never happened. I heard none of it. My heart was drumming a war song. When the check came, his mother did not throw it this time. She laid 2 fingers on it like a blessing and slid it toward me. I did not touch it. I looked at my boyfriend. Did you plan to film me failing? He opened his mouth and closed it. His brother, voice cracking, said, she told us it would be a flex. Every head snapped to him. He stared at his napkin, fingers picking at a loose thread like he could unravel the whole night. The table went silent, except for the gulls. And that was the moment I learned this was not a misunderstanding. It was content. I left so fast, the hostess lost track of me. The parking lot smelt like hot asphalt and seaweed. My boots crunched gravel. He followed, breath fogging in the evening air. "Wait," he said. I kept walking. "It was supposed to be playful," he said, "like a prank." The word cut me open. Prank. Like pie in the face, except the pie cost $400, and my face was dignity. He caught my arm lightly. I turned. "He did not date me," I said. "He auditioned my wallet." He flinched. He started talking fast, tripping over words. He said he had grown up with a mother who kept the lights on by choosing men who provided, and this was her way of checking if I was real. He said the cousin's channel was just jokes. He said he had told them I earned more than him. My promotion last month had slipped out in conversation, and they thought it meant I would be generous. "So this was about my job?" I asked. He looked down. He told me I was financially mature, like it was a compliment. "Respect is cheaper than lobster," I said. My voice surprised me. Steady now, sober. He put his hands on my shoulders and said, "I can fix this." Behind him, the gulls dove and fought over a French fry like scraps of my patience. Would you want revenge after betrayal? The thought flashed through my head as a question, not a plan. His brother's face had haunted me since he spoke. He had looked like a kid trapped in a play staged by adults. The only revenge I wanted was to step off that stage. I took his hands off my shoulders and placed them back at his sides. "Do not post me," I said. "Do not speak for me. Do not ask me to pay for your family." He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. "If you leave," he said, "you will confirm what Mom thinks." I stepped back until the wind off the bay dissolved his cologne. "That your mother is right," I said, "is not my problem." The fallout went public. His mother posted a longer reel with a caption about modern women refusing to invest. Her eyebrows lifted as if she were disappointed in all of society. In the background, I recognized the seafood place's nautical wallpaper. Comments multiplied like rabbits. Someone wrote, "This isn't a red flag, it's a red flag factory." The cousin clipped a video of me standing from the first dinner and titled it, "When She Won't Step Up." He blurred my face but left my jacket, my nail color, the restaurant decor. Everyone who knew me would know it was me. I could have called a lawyer. I could have stitched his video and burned them down. Instead, I sent a single message to his brother, "Not your fault." He replied with a skull emoji, and then I told them it was messed up. I stared at the blue bubble and for the first time that week felt something besides anger. Pity. Not for the adults building a brand out of humiliation, for the kid who thought this was family. Mia came over with Thai food, the basil stir-fry steaming the windows and the living room smelling like chilies and lime. She brought napkins and irreverence. We watched the cousin's channel in silence. Clip after clip of women held hostage by a check, comments that were a bonfire of opinions. We sat on my rug and ate from the cartons. "Do you think revenge makes you like them?" she asked, not as temptation, but as an anchor. I shook my head. "Revenge would put me back at their table," I said. I left. She nodded. Then we block, we move, we live. We did block, we did move, we did live. But first, there had to be an ending. I wrote to my boyfriend, "Return my spare key by Friday." He replied, "We can work through this." I said, "No." He wrote, "I miss you." I did not answer. In the quiet afterward, I realized something simple and devastating. I had confused chemistry for safety. Fire is warm until it burns down your kitchen. The brother asked me to meet him a week later at a coffee shop that smells like cardamom and ground beans. He arrived in a hoodie, hair messy, face serious. He slid his phone across the table. On it was a family group chat. Sunday she covers content gold from the cousin, a heart emoji from the mother, My boyfriend had responded with a gif of someone making it rain. "I am sorry," the brother said. His voice shook. "They said I had to go along. I tried to tell him to stop." I looked at him and saw a kid trying to breathe underwater. He said there had been other women filmed. He said sometimes the videos got taken down when someone complained. Sometimes they went viral. He said his mother followed accounts that preached tests and they passed them around like scripture. He said this was never about me. This was about feeding a machine. I sent the screenshots to my boyfriend with one sentence. "You asked for a test." The typing bubble appeared, disappeared, returned. Finally, "Please do not ruin my family." I felt my jaw go hard. They had tried to ruin me and my job. My clients followed me online, and the blurring was not enough to hide me from anyone who knew my days. But I did not want flames. I wanted a door. Is betrayal always the end of a relationship? I had read somewhere. Maybe. For me, it was the end of a test. I told his brother to keep his head up, to find people who use tests for school, not love. I paid for his hot chocolate and left the receipt on the table like a tiny, absurd symbol of agency. That night, the air was cool enough to open the windows. The city smelled like rain and road dust. I slept. For the first time in weeks, when I woke, the only notifications on my phone were from Mia sending me a video of a raccoon stealing cat food off someone's porch. Mini resolution came soft. A quiet apartment, my spare key left on my welcome mat in a small brown envelope. I held it like it was nothing and everything. Then the final climax hit like thunder on a clear day. His mother emailed my manager at work, a sparse message with a link to the cousin's video and a note. "This is how your senior account manager behaves in public." I learned this because my manager, Kathleen, called me in and shut the door. The office smelled like printer toner and eucalyptus from her little desk diffuser. She said, "I watched the link." My pulse sprinted. "And?" I asked. She looked at me over the rim of her glasses, and I saw a woman get gang-pressured at a dinner and stand up. She angled her laptop so I could see an email she had already drafted back. "We do not review employee performance based on sexist internet stunts." She hit send. My lungs inflated in a rush so sharp I nearly laughed. We spent 5 minutes talking about clients and deadlines like normal people, and when I stepped into the hallway, my legs trembled. I texted Mia, "Boss is a legend." Mia responded with a gif of a sword being raised. And that night, I undid the set of shelves in my hallway that we had built together last month, the ones where the screws never lined up. I replaced them with a plant that looked like confetti. I put on old music that smells like high school memories and cooked myself an egg, the simplest, most perfect thing. He tried one last time, standing outside my building with that plastic bouquet brand of apology. "We can salvage this," he said, eyes glassy, voice almost convincing. I looked at him and saw not a monster, but a man molded by a mother who measured love by receipts. And still, no, because I am not a project, and he is not a problem I am required to solve. "Goodbye," I said. He opened his mouth. I closed the door gently enough that the wind chime in the hall barely stirred. I leaned my forehead against the wood and felt everything pass through me. Anger, grief, the ache of choosing yourself. The city sounded like itself again. Tires hissing on wet pavement, someone laughing 2 floors down, a dog's nails kicking on tile. I exhaled, and it hit me, clean and exact. He never wanted partnership. He wanted proof. Months later, I ran into his brother at the grocery store, the one with the rotisserie chicken smell that curls through the aisles like a promise. He told me he had quit the channel. He said he was filming skate videos instead, and his grades were up. He asked if I hated him. I said no. He looked at his sneakers, then up. "You were the first one who said it was wrong," he said, out loud. I walked home with my paper bag, oranges bumping in the bottom, bread warm through the bag, Sky a clean blue that felt earned. My phone buzzed, Mia sending a photo of a beach I had never been to, with the caption, "We deserve soft sand." I smiled so hard my cheeks hurt. If you are wondering about the aftermath, it is simple. I kept my job, I kept my friends. He kept his mother. The cousin's channel fizzled when 2 other women posted their own receipts, faces unblurred, voices unshaking. The comments turned. He went private. Every now and then, a small voice still asks if I should have eaten the check and avoided the drama. I answer it the way you shoo a fly from your food, with an easy hand. Love that arrives as a test is not love. It is bait, and I do not bite. Would you forgive someone in this case? Maybe you would. Maybe you are braver than me. But I have learned that peace is not bought by picking up a bill that someone throws like a trap. Peace is saying no, paying for your own dinner, and walking away from the table. And that is when I realized I was never failing. I was grading.